A dead animal can sit in the burning sun for days covered in bacteria, deadly enough to kill most creatures instantly. But then they arrive, huge wings, bald heads, eyes locked on death from miles away, and within minutes the corpse is gone. What's even more terrifying, these birds don't just survive around death. They depend on it. And some vultures are so aggressive, they've been caught attacking animals that were still alive. By the end of this video, you'll see why vultures might secretly be the most horrifying birds on Earth. 1. They can smell death from miles away. Most birds rely heavily on eyesight. But some vultures have something far creepier. They can literally smell death drifting through the air. The turkey vulture, especially, has one of the strongest senses of smell in the bird world. It can detect gases released by decaying bodies from extremely far away. Imagine walking through a forest. Something died somewhere. And a bird miles away suddenly knows. Even scarier? Oil companies once used vultures to find gas leaks in pipelines, because the birds mistook the smell for rotting flesh. That's how insanely powerful their noses are. And when one vulture finds food, others immediately follow, which is why a single dead animal can suddenly become surrounded by dozens of giant birds in minutes. 2. Their stomach acid can destroy deadly bacteria. Now here's the disgusting part. Rotting corpses are filled with dangerous bacteria. Anthrax, rabies, botulism, diseases deadly enough to wipe out entire ecosystems. Yet vultures casually eat that meat like it's nothing. Why? Because their stomach acid is unbelievably powerful. Scientists discovered that vulture stomach acid is so corrosive, it can destroy bacteria that would kill most animals instantly. In a strange way, vultures are nature's cleanup crew. Without them, dead bodies would pile up everywhere, spreading disease across entire regions. In India, when vulture populations crashed years ago, the number of feral dogs exploded because carcasses were left uneaten. That led to a massive rise in rabies cases. So even though vultures look horrifying, they may actually save millions of lives. They sometimes eat animals alive. Most people think vultures only eat things that are already dead. Not always. When food becomes scarce, some vultures lose patience. There have been reports of vultures attacking weak injured or trapped animals before they fully die. And once one bird starts, others join in. Imagine being exhausted, unable to move, and suddenly giant birds begin surrounding you, waiting, watching, getting closer. Some farmers have even claimed vultures targeted newborn livestock moments after birth, especially when the animals were too weak to defend themselves. Nature doesn't care about mercy, only survival. 4. Their bald heads have a horrifying purpose. Ever wondered why vultures look so ugly? That bald head isn't random. It's survival technology. Think about what happens when a bird pushes its face deep inside a rotting corpse. Blood, bacteria, rotting flesh everywhere. Feathers would trap all of that disgusting material and spread deadly infections. So evolution solved the problem. No feathers. Their naked skin stays cleaner under the hot sun, where UV light helps kill bacteria naturally. Basically, vultures evolved to be perfectly designed for crawling inside dead bodies, and somehow that makes them even creepier. And we haven't even reached the strangest vultures yet, because later in this video, you'll see the vulture that literally paints itself with blood, and another one powerful enough to crush bones like crackers. Stay until the end because the last fact is honestly terrifying. If some vultures throw up as a weapon. Yes, they weaponize vomit. When threatened, vultures can projectile vomit partially digested meat at attackers, and the smell is absolutely horrifying. This disgusting defense helps them in 2 ways. First, predators get distracted by the awful stench. Second, the bird becomes lighter and can escape faster. Imagine trying to attack a giant bird, only to get blasted with rotten corpse liquid. Nature is brutal. 6. The bearded vulture eats bones. Most vultures prefer meat, but the bearded vulture is different. It loves bones. Not just small bones, huge ones. In fact, up to 90% of its diet can be bone material. Its stomach acid is powerful enough to digest bone almost completely. But here's the crazy part. If a bone is too large, the vulture carries it high into the sky and drops it onto rocks below. Again and again, until it shatters open. People once believed these birds killed animals by dropping them off cliffs. That's how terrifying they looked. And honestly, Watching a giant bird fly overhead carrying bones is nightmare fuel. And they have one of the biggest wingspans on Earth. Some vultures are absolutely enormous. The Andean condor can have a wingspan over 3 meters wide. That's larger than many humans are tall. Imagine standing alone in the mountains, then seeing a shadow slowly pass over you. You look up, and there's a massive black bird silently gliding above your head. No wing flaps, no sound. Just watching, condors can soar for hours using air currents without wasting much energy. They almost look supernatural, like something ancient that shouldn't still exist. Some cultures feared them, others worshipped them. Throughout history, vultures terrified people, but they also fascinated civilizations. Ancient Egyptians associated vultures with protection and motherhood. Meanwhile, in other places, they became symbols of death and bad omens. And honestly, it's easy to understand why. These birds appear exactly where death happens, almost like they know before anyone else does. In Tibetan sky burials, vultures even play a sacred role by consuming human remains after death. To some people, they represent horror. To others, they represent the cycle of life itself. 9. They sometimes wait for things to die. This next fact feels almost evil. Vultures are known for patience. Sometimes they simply sit nearby, watching injured or dying animals for hours, not attacking, not helping, just waiting. Imagine being stranded in the desert, weak and exhausted, and seeing giant vultures circling overhead. That image became such a universal symbol of death that movies still use it today. Because deep down, humans instinctively understand what vultures mean. Something is about to end. The vulture that paints itself with blood. Now for the strangest and most disturbing vulture of all. The bearded vulture doesn't just eat bones. It intentionally stains its feathers red using iron-rich mud and dirt. Scientists believe the bird rubs itself in the reddish material almost like makeup. Afterward, its white feathers become blood red, and nobody knows exactly why. Some think it's dominance, others think it's attraction. But whatever the reason, imagine seeing a giant bird covered in red stains descending from the mountains carrying bones. Early humans must have thought these creatures were monsters. And honestly, even today, they still look like something from a horror movie. Vultures may look terrifying, but without them, disease and death would spread far faster across the planet. They are disgusting, creepy, intelligent, and absolutely essential to nature. Which fact surprised you the most? And would you ever want to see one up close? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more unbelievable animal facts. See you in the next video.